was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
And Maino, you got into it too. Somehow your name came up.
Oh, man.
I was like,
damn, yeah, they dragged my man Maine into it and all that. Like, they was wild on this shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, the thing is this.
What'd they say about you
and
again?
They talked about when me and him had our disagreements or whatever, right? When we didn't know each other and we didn't like each other, right? And I clarified that, and my whole thing was that his initial issue with me was over Cam to begin with. Right? Okay. Because I came out with a lot of energy and I was saying what I wanted to say, right? But what I told him down in Atlanta is that we could have been adversaries, but figured out that it was better as allies. So that's what happened. Nothing happened.
Right.
Nothing never happened.
I also think that's a good example for people.
Yeah, 100%. That should be commended. Black men coming together, that should be saluted.
You got idiots like that are trying to change the narrative on what should be saluted. You know? Because they never been inside. They never been in situations like that. These
way worse could have been. Like that should be saluted. That should be looked at as like that's something to do, because when you as much as we talk about,
I could name a million times.
Yeah.
Nothing. Right here. You heard?
Yeah, 100%.
You dig?
Yeah,
I'm for my life. You heard? For my life, nigga. Right here. Nothing. You heard? I got for my life. Back up, nigga. You heard? So when niggas be seeing footage, nigga, that was my job. You heard? I didn't expect it, nigga. So I took the job. You understand what I'm saying? That was my job, nigga. I did that because that's what I needed to do to get the fuck out where I was at, nigga. I knew the position I took. You heard? Everything was about what I needed to get done at the end of the day, man. But these niggas ain't built for it, and they know what I'm built for, you heard? And God bless me, he had his hand on me this whole journey of mine, you heard? Because I really escaped some shit unscathed. You heard?
And I think the also misperception was that you started rapping way later. But you actually were on Cameron's first album.
I helped him write every one of his albums. Every one of his albums. From his first album to maybe up to the album he did after Diplomats. Like Come Home With Me, his album he did on...
You was on the first one. Me,
I was on all of his albums.
My Mom's and Jimmy, right? Yeah.
You heard? And I always knew how to rap, I just didn't know how to rap good. But I always knew how to... The bars, I always knew... You dig? I knew how you dig, so it was like... But yeah, I helped that man write all his music. And I commend them for figuring out how to do something else. I mean, they doing sports shows and shit like that. Cool. They always been comedians and shit like that. You dig? They never really been in the turf like that. Like, I'm happy for them. They get into a bag. Stay to your bag. You heard? You getting so much money, then you shouldn't be concerned about nothing else. You shouldn't be worried about nothing else. Especially not me. Please, leave me out your mouth. You heard? Other than that, I'm cool. Yeah, I feel good though. But like, I just want to tell people that's not what this is all about, man. Like, I'm happy to be where I'm at, you know what I mean? Like, people be like, yo, don't bite the fan and feed you. He never fed me. I fed myself. You heard? I'm not his artist. That was my partner.
Right.
You did?
Everybody's an independent asset.
You know what I mean? It's deeper than that. That was my partner. Like, people get it twisted. Like, that was my partner. Like, we was in that shit together. Like, you dig? Like, I just took the role of the person that was under him so he can be who he needed to be. You heard? I just know how to play my position and wait my turn. You dig?
Bang, bang.
Straight
bang,
from the
bang,
desk of Jimmy Jones himself, in response to everything that Cameron has been saying about him for the past few months. And Maino included himself because Cam included Maino first. This is what he said.
You ever wonder how you met Maino? Ask him how he met Maino. Maino gonna downplay because they cool now. He tried to press Maino one day because Maino first came out. He had a little record where he was saying, dissing the rappers. I don't know, he said nigga's name. So Jim Plus see Maino one day and was like, yo, what's up with all that saying my name? Maino said, who the fuck you talking to? Oh, you think I'm one of them niggas? You out your motherfucking mind? Now they the lobby boys. Every nigga that do something to put pressure on you, you sit there and work it out. But when niggas got a little genuine heart for you and all that, cool, that's the pattern. If they don't put hands on you, then you can keep going on and on and on. And I ain't promoting none of this. I think it's cool that you cool with it.
So Cameron is speaking of a song called Rumors by Maino. many of you young kids only know Maino for High Hater, but rumors came out and had the streets talking because Maino was just talking about all the rumors that he had heard about the people in the industry. And it ruffled some feathers. So I can't believe that Jim Jones went to go ask Maino, hey man, what's up with that song? Right? Back in the day. But nothing really happened. As you see, you hear from both parties saying nothing happened. That's what Cam's speaking of, right? I don't understand why Cameron is making it like Jim Jones didn't stand no business back in the day, y'all. Like, for those of you who know, Jim Jones stood on business all the time. That's what he was known for. Before rap, I knew Jimmy, because I'm a huge Dipset fan. I've been following Cameron since like 97. And Cam has always been a boss. Just being real. When a lot of people came out, they were under people. They were aligned with people. Cam always stood on his own 10 as well. And his partner, like Jim Jones said, was Jimmy. That was it. He wasn't an artist. He was the underboss. Capo. It's Jimmy. So, like, and Jim Jones is speaking on, he said, hey man, through the blows, I stood there and you look over and I ain't see nobody. We all know about the fight with Lil Cease. Cam said Lil Cease's name too in the interview, saying somebody you got cool with after y'all threw hands. You know, we get older, man. Nobody really holding on to that stuff. You can't just really diss men for letting that stuff go. Nobody died. Nobody, right? We still here. And that's something to celebrate. We had our moment. But yeah, that's the time that Jim Jones is talking about. The fight with Lil Cease and them showing Cam and Jimmy running. It seemed like they were outnumbered. They were surrounded. So what y'all want them to do? Like, when it came out, I viewed it like, and that's crazy. What Cam and Jimmy doing running? I was young. Now that I'm a grown man, I'm like, bro, if it's 20 versus 2, you need to run. You ain't no coward for running. And like, you know, but Jill, I think he did fight. I can't really remember. I remember them getting out of that too though, right? But yeah, it's all fun and games now. And the beef with French Montana came because French Montana released the footage, if I'm not mistaken. Because French Montana had a DVD series back in the day before he was a big rapper, y'all. This is back in the day. But yeah, Jim said he helped Cam write. I can't believe that you didn't write anything for Killer. Come on, man. Nobody can write for Cam. Not that style. But you've been an influence and been in the studio and helping him out as the co-CEO, as the underboss of Dipset. I definitely believe that. As we can see, Jim Jones is pretty dope. Now, he knew what he was talking about. But he just wasn't as experienced as Cam, right? But yeah, I just think that disloyalty is the new sexy, like I always say, right? You get more interviews, more subscribers, just more money if you beef with your old crew than reuniting or doing a like an all-in tour, like we're back together, we're back to it. Nobody's talking about the Hot Boys being back together and touring. As much as they talk about them throwing mud on each other, Juvenile would be a lot more hot, like a lot more popping right now if he was throwing mud on Wayne and BG and Turk and vice versa. You saw what Turk was on his tour for a minute and he was talking about the Hot Boys. But since he shut up and now he's back with them, no more interviews. It's just where we are as a culture today, and social media is all people want to hear about, the mud, right? But yeah, let me know what you think of everything you heard. Did Cameron really get Jim to help him write the bars? And everything else has been said.